going to do anything for him. You're going to be stuck with that contract. And, you know, he did his thing, man. And good job, Lynch, in salvaging the situation. Still a colossal failure. You traded 3 first-rounders for this dude who didn't really play. You paid $27 million for a dude who really didn't play. So, here we are. Best of luck to Trey. I never want to see a black quarterback not succeed. Hopefully, you get an opportunity to play. Hopefully, you get an opportunity to become the actual backup for the Cowboys as opposed to a third-string practice quarterback. They got Cooper Rush. They got Dak Prescott. I was talking to my cousin earlier today, and Dak Prescott's going to be making upwards to about $58 million. Not this coming up season, but the following season. And if he has any type of season like he did last year, I could see them not wanting to pay him $58 million. So why not get you a former top 3 pick that maybe you can turn into something and maybe even have a quarterback of your future who's a lot cheaper? Because even if he, let's say Dak Prescott flames out, Trey Lance is right there. And if he's any good, because I know the guy got talent, man, he doesn't stink, man. He played at North Dakota State. He was undefeated. He had one good season. And then he had one good game the following season, like a show me game. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. But Trey Lance is now a Dallas Cowboy. The 49ers get to move on. We don't have anybody in the way of Brock Purdy or standing, hovering over Brock Purdy. Not in his way, but hovering over Brock Purdy. Like, hey, I was a former first-round pick. Hey, I was a top 3 pick. Oh, and by the way, we have another top 3 pick as the backup quarterback in Sam Darnold, who's basically going to be a backup for the rest of his career. So why not have a dude who's pretty athletic and can play as a backup? So I just wanted to mention that. It is what it is. My 49ers are bang, bang, Niner gang. That's how it is over here. My boy, Mr. It Is True Now. I don't know what team he likes this week, next week, whatever. He supposedly is a Rams fan, but as soon as the Rams go somewhere, he'll be somebody else. He'll be a Baltimore Raven fan or blah, 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 this fan or that fan. He ain't no, he's a fair weather, I don't have loyalty type fan when it comes to football. When he gets on here with me, he'll try to argue another way and say something different, but I'm going to tell y'all right here, right now, that motherfucker don't keep the team. I remember that motherfucker used to be a Randy Moss fan, so every team Randy Moss was on, oh, I'm that fan. Raider fan this and New England Patriot fan that and all that kind of shit, but, and whatever. But we're moving on. Best of luck to you, Trey Lance. I'm so glad I didn't cop the jersey, because thinking I finally got a black quarterback that I can rock after Colin Kaepernick, because I still got my Colin Kaepernick jersey. Probably going to put that in a frame, you know what I'm saying? Because it's Kaepernick, man, and it means a lot, you know what I mean? Like, it means a lot to me to have that jersey. So, I got his poster up here. That's a revolutionary type quarterback. It means a lot to me. But best of luck to you again, Trey Lance. Hopefully you do well, except when you play the 49ers. And bang, bang, Niner gang. Now, one thing I want to quickly get into, I don't want to spend too much time on it because I don't want to take too much of your guys' time. I mean, I know it's Friday night. I got my son tonight, so I really don't got much to do. You feel me? I'm going to be in the crib tonight, maybe go do some shopping tomorrow. But basketball season's right around the corner, y'all. Right around the corner. I mean, it's almost here. Can you smell it? Can you smell the smell of leather? You know what I'm saying? Can you hear the squeaking of the sneakers cutting and moving on the court? I can. I love basketball. Basketball's my number one sport. Love it to death. I can hoop. I got a little bit of game on me. Not my homeboys, you know what I'm saying? I give props when props are due. My homies are really, really, really good at basketball. I got some peoples out there, professional level talent, you know what I mean? But, that's neither here nor there. But I wanted to talk about who is going to be that 5th starter. I believe I've talked about this before, but recent developments and recent, I listen to a lot of podcasts out there. Love the Laker Film Room podcast. Love Lakers Nation podcast. I listen to the DTLF. Dan, the Laker fan. I listen to the Kareem Report. I'll even listen to the Laker Lowdown by weird ass Anthony Irwin. I'm sorry, I don't want to do like that, but Anthony Irwin, and I love Aaron Larsoul, and Mike Trudell is really good, and Pete Zayas and Darius Serrano. Like, I listen to all these different Laker podcasts. I consume basketball content. I consume content in general. So a lot of this conversation and consternation out there is in regards to who's going to be that fifth starter. We all know there's a little bit of a push and pull when it comes to D'Angelo Russell, but from my standpoint, where I sit at, D'Angelo Russell's our starting point guard. Let's just call it what it is. He's our starting point guard. He's a better shooter. He's a better playmaker. He is bigger. He has the pedigree. He's been in the league longer. He deserves it. He helped usher us into the Western Conference Finals. Was he the lead dog? By all no means. But does his skill set help us be able to have the requisite floor spacing that we need in order to proceed through the playoffs? Damn right he did. Did very well for us in the second round. I love reading and listening to Jovan Buha of The Athletic. He really is not against D'Lo per se, but he really wants to give pushback at how great he was in the first couple of rounds. I do believe that he was really good in the Memphis series. Did he have his flaws? Did he have his moments where he wasn't that great? Obviously, but when you make these plays, when you do the certain things to get us games and get us through series, the details are the details. The details, what do they say? The devil's in the details, right? I get that. But the man won us key games in the Memphis series. Won us key games in the Golden State series. And just wet the bed against Denver. Kind of got out of his element against Denver. Kind of let Bruce Brown kind of kind of get into his head to where he felt like it was a personal. I don't know if this is me trying to read into the situation because I don't know the man. Obviously, I only can go off of what I see, and it kind of seemed like he didn't really get himself taken out. He didn't let him take him out the game really, but it was almost like, man, I'm gonna show you. You ain't just gonna. Oh, you think I'm just gonna go faster while you pressuring me? I'm gonna play cool and do cool. I'm gonna knock this shot down. I'm gonna keep hitting shots, and it just. I didn't see him turn it up. I'm turning the fight up. Maybe he was turn it up and just it didn't look like it on the court. Who knows? But it just seemed like that whole Bruce Brown sort of attack me and Christian Brown and KCP. They kind of attacked this dude on offense. They kind of attacked this dude on defense, and it kind of make it to where he ended up not really performing the way he was supposed to. So, with that being said, he's that starter point guard. At 2, the mother, y'all, this is the most affectionate way. Again, I said this before. When you are non-black, if we say, get this white boy off the court, that's disrespectful. When we say, the motherfucking white boy got game, that's the ultimate compliment as a basketball player. Because that means we recognize your talent as a basketball player, we recognize your toughness as a basketball player, we recognize your skill as a basketball player, and we recognize your value as a basketball player. Now, we just, we have a certain way of delivering things. I'm sorry. It is what it is, right? Austin's our starting 2 guard. And currently are teetering between third best player, right? In my opinion, I think he's going to be our third best player because he can do more on the court when it comes to compared to D'Lo because he's a better defender. Not a great defender, but a better defender than D'Angelo Russell. So, starting 2 guard. Of course, ain't no argument LeBron James and Anthony Davis are starting because those are our 2 pillars, our stars, our engines, our Caesars, if you will. You feel me? You know what I mean? It's that 5th spot. Now, articles are out there that Vanderbilt should be the one starting. I listened to the Lakers Film Room podcast earlier. Shout out to those guys. I love your show. Show is awesome. Listened to the show earlier, and Pete is on my side. I believe that we should be starting Rui. We paid the man $17 million. I believe he should be starting. But Darius Soriano, who I respect his basketball acumen, I respect his hard work and his knowledge of the game, feels like we should be starting Vanderbilt just for the sheer fact who the fuck is LeBron gonna guard? And obviously, who is D'Lo gonna guard? If you got D'Lo, you got Austin, you got LeBron. Who are they guarding on the perimeter? Who is the guy that they're gonna check? Hence, why you want to start Vanderbilt, because you could put Vanderbilt on John. You could put Vanderbilt on Jamal Murray. You could put Vanderbilt on guys like Trey and DeJounte Murray and Devin Booker and Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. Well, Steph Curry kind of cooked his ass. You could put him on these guys, right? Because it's what he can do. But it's a deficit on the offensive end. We're always fighting from behind. You're asking LeBron and asking AD to put us into the position, which should be an easy ask. You're our superstars. You should be able to do what you do. But you're asking them to carry that offense. Obviously, you want to pull a little bit back to allow D'Lo and Austin to do their thing. Having a training camp with them to kind of get more comfortable with each other, acclimated with their games, be able to see what guys' tendencies are, and be able to kind of work off of that. This is all training camp talk, right? But I'm about hitting people early and stop reacting to what's going on. Having Vanderbilt start, meaning, yeah, I get to play defense. They get a chance to rest when they're on defense, because they're not checking this dude. If he's not coming out here with the knocking down the three or attacking the paint and being a threat on offense, he is a liability, and then that puts us at a deficit on offensive end. Candace Parker said this years ago, and I believe this to be true. You can teach a dude who's offensively skilled to be more attentive and play harder on defense. He may not be a great defender. He may not be even a good defender, but if he's attentive and he plays hard, you can get good things out of him. Because what you can't do is make a defender into an offensive player. You just can't. It's just not possible. I know that, defense wins championships. I understand that. But scoring actually wins championships, because you got to hit shots. Got to make buckets. Got to score more than the other person. You got to score while trying your best to stop the other team from scoring. But what's the first thing you got to do? You got to score. Start the game off with Rui. Rui can shoot from the outside. He can hit from the mid-range. He can score from the post. Rui can attack off of penetrating the kick. He can pump fake and attack the rim. Rui has got game. And Rui has matchups, and they can't hide nobody on defense when they play us with Rui starting. Why would we want to always have to insert this dude to come in the offense and run offense? No. We want to take the load off LeBron. We want LeBron to be able to be more fresh at the end of the season. Put him with guys who can carry the load offensively early, so that way he can see exactly what he needs to do throughout these particular games and months and how he can attack the team. Give him that latitude as opposed to having to run everything. You can bring Vanderbilt in off the bench. You can bring energy. He is not going to change how he plays the game of basketball if he's coming off the bench or starting. But what can happen is that you can take yourself to another level offensively and allow Rui to have the reps defensively throughout the year to get better themselves, to be able to play against the wings, the bigger guys. Yes, we're going to have Austin play more of the on-ball, playing the attacking side of defense, being that guy who's the better defensive player, I guess, on the wing to start the game off with, right? I believe Rui is a little bit better than they're putting on, but usually Rui has to guard bigger players like the fours and smaller fives, things like that. But if he takes off a little bit of weight, cuts some weight a little bit, I think Rui can guard some wings too, the bigger wings, right? But at least give us a chance. And we got AD back there, man, who's protecting the paint for us. AD will be able to help cover up some of those weaknesses. And guess what? The second unit doesn't necessarily need to have the scoring you guys keep saying it needs to have. Why? Because we signed Gabe Vincent. Why? Because we have Torian Prince, who's a 3-and-D guy. Why? Because we have Max Christie, can score from the catch and shoot spot, from attacking closeouts. He's a really good defender. I don't know if he's like that good yet.